Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I read in the month of November. I hope that you enjoy this one. Stay tuned and you can maybe find a new book to read. So the first book I read was People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, and I really enjoyed this one. I ended up rating it 4 stars. It follows our two main characters. Our first main character, Prue, she is living in her hometown. She's helping to take care of her sick mother with her father, and she basically is like feeling trapped, like she's stuck in this small hometown, and she wants to stay because she wants to be there for her family. And then we have Milo, who comes into town one day at the request of his brother. Basically his brother was like, you need to come into town, my wife is having a baby, like we just need you around. And so Milo comes and he hits it off with Prue, and the two of them basically do like a not a fake dating situation, but like he's giving her lessons type of thing in like having sex and like having fun and all of that. It's really a really cute premise of a book, and like I said, I really enjoyed it. This is the first Hannah Bonham Young book I ever read, and I'm sure that I will read more in the future. Then I read Immortal Dark by Tejas Gurma, and this is another book that I really enjoyed. I ended up rating this one 4 stars as well. I really liked it. So this one is a vampire story, but it follows our main character Kidan, and Kidan, her sister, is missing, thought to be dead, and she doesn't believe that. So she is fighting to get her sister back with everything that she has, but she has to end up going to this university called Uxley University, where she meets Susanyos, who is the vampire that's basically like in charge of her family's house. And so she basically contests his rule over the family house when she goes there, and they butt heads the entire time. But there is a semblance of romance throughout this book, and I just can't wait to see what happens in the next one, as Kidan is trying to save her sister June, and what relationship conspires with Susanyos. It's just really an interesting book. I've never read a vampire book quite like this one, and I fully recommend it. Up next we have The Intruder by Frida McFadden. I listened to this one entirely on audio and I really enjoyed it. This one is another one actually that I rated 4 stars. I feel like this is one of Frida McFadden's best books that she's put out in a while, and I just really fully enjoyed it. So it follows our main character, and she lives kind of like in the middle of nowhere, with a house that's kind of breaking down, and there's going to be a big storm and her roof is not going to be fixed. So she's stuck in this house. She has basically nowhere to go. And one day when this storm is brewing, she looks out into her backyard and she finds a little girl who is covered in blood, and she doesn't know what's going on, obviously. So she takes the girl into the house to like try to protect her, and things go absolutely berserk from there. It is such a good premise for a story, and I really think that it was done really well. So 4 stars for this one. Up next, I read If It Makes You Happy by Julie Olivia, and I rated this one 4.5 stars. I think that this is the perfect fall romance. If you're looking for a fall romance, look no further than this one. For next year, like keep this one in the back of your mind because it's just so good. So this one follows our main character, and she moves to this small town where her parents lived right after her mother's death, because she has to take over the B&B that her mother ran. So she's taking it over for 3 months while her sister finishes out college. So she moves there, and when she gets there, next door is our main male character Cliff, and he has 2 daughters, and it's just so beautiful. They don't want to fall in love because she's supposed to be leaving. All of this is like very tentative between them, but they find each other falling for each other, and it's just so incredible. I really enjoyed and absolutely loved this book, and I cannot speak highly enough of this 4.5 star romance that I read this month. Then I read Quicksilver by Callie Hart, and this was a 5-star romantasy book for me. I absolutely loved every single second of this book. I totally recommend this to romantasy lovers everywhere. Like, you will absolutely absolutely eat this up. It is addicting. It is so good. It follows our main character, Saris, and she basically lives like on the outskirts of this city where all of these people are said to be diseased and nobody wants to be around them. Well, she often breaks over to the other side of the city, and one day she is basically caught red-handed stealing from a guard, and so she is caught and she gets taken in to see the queen, and something kind of magical happens and she basically ends up being transported into like this fairy world, and she meets Kingfisher. I almost called him King Silver. Kingfisher. She meets Kingfisher, and he is a very powerful fae, and she finds herself bonded to him. Like they make like a deal, and she is like bound to be like with him and protect him and all of that. And it's just such an incredible story. I wish I could explain even more. I feel like I could talk about this book for like 100 years, but that's all I'm gonna leave it at. I highly recommend this for all my romantasy lovers out there, and I can't wait to pick up Brimstone. I literally just bought it at the store yesterday. Like, I'm so obsessed. Like, I cannot wait to read it. Up next, I read Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell, and this is another 5-star book. I absolutely loved this with every fiber of my being. Well, first of all, I love historical fiction, and this is historical fiction. This takes place in 1580, and so the plague is happening, and that's a big key aspect of the story. But throughout the story, we follow several different timelines, one of them being Shakespeare falling in love with our main character, Agnes, and then there's other timelines following their children years in the future. There's timelines following Shakespeare when he goes to London. There's timelines all throughout the story following different aspects of the story. And it is just so incredible. They're making a movie out of it, and I'm so upset because it's not coming to any of the theaters near me, and I need to watch it like ASAP, so I can't wait for it to come so I can watch it on my TV. Like, I am that obsessed. Like, I cannot wait. I feel like this book would make such an amazing movie, a movie that could easily hook me, and I cannot speak highly enough of the book Hamnet. Up next, I read Rewind It Back by Liz Tomforty, and this is the 5th book in the Windy City series, and it is just such a great story. I ended up rating this one 4 stars. I have been looking forward to reading Rio's story for a very long time, like since I started the series. Like, I've been looking forward to Rio's story, and I wish that I could say that this is a 5-star book, but there are just a couple things that like I'm a little picky about that I just didn't love. Like, I didn't love that Rio isn't like his like goofy Rio self throughout this book. Like, he's more serious. I don't know. That was just like a little bit off-putting to me, but once I got past that, I loved the story. So it follows Hallie, who is Rio's childhood neighbor, and they basically ended up falling in love and breaking each other's hearts when they were kids. And Hallie has been doing everything in her power to avoid Rio, including like avoiding coming to the city where he lives. Well, she one day has to take a job, so she ends up moving into the house next to Rio's with her friend, and sparks fly from there. They are back in each other's lives. It's a second chance romance. It is so cute, and I really liked it. But again, I just wish Rio had a little bit more like oomph to him. Like, he was kind of like boring and bland, which I didn't love, but I just kept remembering the Rio from the past stories, and then I was like, it was better. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Then finally, I read Red Rising by Pierce Brown, and I am fully obsessed with this world. I need to read book 2 as soon as possible. I literally just finished this book today. It is so good. It follows our main character, Darrow, and he is a red, which is basically like the scum of society. Like, people like don't care about reds, and he basically tries to die as a martyr, and he is unsuccessful in that, and because of that he ends up rising up in the ranks, and so he is trying to become a gold. Hopefully I'm not spoiling. I don't know if that's spoilers. Maybe I'll tag spoilers just in case. I don't know how to explain this book because I read it, like, I went in completely blind. Like, I knew he was a red that was going to rise up, obviously, like, from the title, but like I didn't know like everything that was going to happen. But I don't know. I feel like this is a book that you should definitely go in as blind as possible and just let it take you for a ride. It is so good. There's trials in here. I feel like that's all I'm gonna say. Like I really recommend this book, and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. And with that being said, those are all of the books that I read in the month of November. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!